I can say whatever I want unless it's peppered with perilous P's and Q's, however, because mom drilled that into me. You got to mind your P's and Q's, you got to mind your P's and Q's. I'm not sure what that actually means, because that's kind of weird saying. So I just took it to mean I can only think about the P's and the Q's. You can say whatever you want, but when the P's and the Q's come up, then you have to just think those and not like actually say them. Never pronounce the P's and Q's like some linguistic witness protection program. It's just like a game. It's like you can't step on the lava when you're walking around in the game, right? You can't pronounce the P's and the Q's. So luckily for me, however, Q's are rarer than a polite Parisian driver, for crying out loud. And P's, just skip the P and people still pick it up, You want a pizza? It's just an Isa. You want a pickle? That's easy. Just give me an ickle. Yeah, right. Pizza is just an Isa. Extreme extra cheese. Works like a charm. People know what you're talking about. You don't need the P's. Plus, you don't get the puff sounds in the microphone. Maybe that's why they have the P's and Q's things. They're like, get rid of the P's and Q's. I'm not so much sure about the Q's. Maybe they're kind of just hard to say, but the P's result in the puff sound that pops on the microphone. So I kind of get that one. I kind of get maybe that's why they do it. But then disaster strikes. You really have to take a P, right? You have to take a P. Now that's a tough one to trim down. That's a tough one to get by with something verbally other than the P, because the whole word is just the P part of the word. So it's not like you could just say it's an Isa for pizza or something. So then you're in trouble. No vowel, no mercy, no workaround for this one, people. So you pivot to posh. Excuse me, I must visit the facilities, right? And then that's when you go to the posh sound. Translation, I got a P. Moral to the story, mind your P's and Q's, or at least have a thesaurus in the bathroom, which helps you to mind the P's and the Q's, because then you can look up the words that don't use P's and Q's, or that you can like say without pronouncing the P and the Q.